Hey reseller friends, welcome to the latest edition of Seller's Corner, your go-to source for all things reselling. I'm Erin, product specialist at Vendoo, and today I'm here to talk to you about Vestiaire Collective. Vestiaire Collective is a massive global marketplace for designer brands, luxury, and vintage fashion. In this video, we'll teach you everything you need to know, including how to get started, what you can sell, listing on Vestiaire Collective, the authentication process, shipping, and more. But before I do, let me invite you to subscribe to our channel. We publish content all the time, and it's all related to Vendoo product tips, community updates, and information about how to scale and grow your resale business. Vestiaire Collective is the leading global marketplace for designer and luxury pre-loved fashion. Vestiaire reports 23 million members worldwide within 78 countries and 20,000 new listings added each day. Fun fact, Vestiaire Collective acquired Tradesy in late 2022. If you were a Tradesy seller, you might have had the option to merge your listings on Vestiaire Collective. This is exciting news. Buyers love Vestiaire, especially because of their authentication process and condition guarantee. They have a really unique customer experience and unparalleled customer support. Vestiaire also offers safety and delivery and the largest online collection of designer and luxury available. What can you sell on Vestiaire? 3 things: designer, luxury, and vintage. Vestiaire has a pretty strict brand list, and if one of your items is not one of their brands, unfortunately, it cannot be listed on Vestiaire. Vestiaire also has some really strict condition requirements. You'll see in their FAQ that items have to meet a good condition. In fact, on Vestiaire, interestingly, you cannot sell brand new items if they have any flaws at all. On Vestiaire, brand new means brand new and perfect. We'll talk more about condition requirements when we talk about listing. It's also super notable that Vestiaire, in their mission for sustainability, recently banned all fast fashion brands explicitly. Vestiaire, in a statement, spoke about how they reject overconsumption, they reject poor quality, they reject overproduction, and they want to reinforce the idea of quality over quantity. And for those reasons, they support only quality brands. You will not see many mall brands or any brands that you might consider fast fashion on Vestiaire Collective. We'll link below the brands that you can sell there. They're all higher end. So let's talk about listing on Vestiaire Collective, because Vestiaire has a really unique listing process compared with the other marketplaces like Poshmark, eBay, Mercari, etc. Listing your item is simple because you'll just fill in the prompts on the listing flow. It's important to note that every single listing is reviewed by Vestiaire Collective prior to being published as live. It's also really important to note, speaking from experience here, that if you do not follow all of the prompts and requirements meticulously, your listing will be rejected. But the information that is required on Vestiaire is pretty much what you would expect. The information is actually dependent on the item, but it generally includes category, category specifics, style name, serial number, brand, size, material, condition, measurements, and a few additional details. Again, this information is required. So things like materials and measurements generally aren't required everywhere. They're optional. They are, in fact, required on Vestiaire. In addition to those listing fields, you can also type a written description. That should basically include all of that and any other information about your item. Be sure to accurately mention any imperfections, no matter how minor. I'm in the habit of often saying subtle cosmetic wear, see photos. That doesn't fly on Vestiaire. They want explicit detail about the condition of your item, and because all listings are subjected to their review, again, they will be declined if they don't like them. There are a few required fields that are very specific to Vestiaire that you might not have seen anywhere else. And one of them is the proof of origin field. So Vestiaire requires a proof of origin, which could include either a proof of purchase, a receipt, an authenticity card or certificate, or in lieu of those, a close-up image of the item's tags, serial number, the scannies, the holographic details, any of that. All of that must be submitted to Vestiaire, but it will not be published live. It's really their own insurance. Next is the condition field. Vestiaire does not accept everything in just any condition. Everything must meet the Vestiaire quality control standards, which allow for very, very minor wear. The appropriate corresponding condition in lieu of their chart and their standards must be entered. So we're not arbitrarily calling things excellent or good. There's actually a chart that you can access from the Vestiaire listing flow or their help center that shows you how to appropriately rate or grade the corresponding conditions of your items. Now, I know that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot. I mean, maybe not if you're used to eBay, but buyers and sellers love this process. These quality control standards, this proof of authenticity, that makes it the designer and luxury powerhouse that it is to sell on Vestiaire. And in my opinion, it's very worth it to list your qualifying items. So let's talk about photographs for Vestiaire. Just like their listings and drop-downs, Vestiaire Collective has some specific photo requirements and a specific order of your photos. First of all, Vestiaire does not allow stock photos. So if you submit a listing with any photos from the internet, it's going to be rejected. Secondly, Vestiaire requires that your photos are submitted in a particular order. So for example, on a handbag, the first photo would have to be of the front, the second of the back, the third of the inside, the fourth of the logo, and there might be other requirements based upon your item. But basically, the photo requirements will show every single interior and exterior detail of your items. You also can add additional photos and should in the case of any flaws or imperfections. I was a little saddened when I first started listing on Vestiaire to learn that I couldn't just choose whichever photo I'd like for the cover photo, but they choose it, and it's generally the clear, straightforward photo of the front. Vestiaire also requires some items like dresses to be shown worn. So definitely check out the photo requirements based on what you're listing, because without those required photos, you cannot list those items. Again, having this powerhouse with these strict standards is not a flaw, but a benefit, because it allows for the buyer trust and an amazing selling and buying experience on Vestiaire. So listing on Vestiaire is a little bit more complicated than some marketplaces, but if you're used to selling on eBay, it'll be a breeze. Again, all listings are submitted to Vestiaire first, and it can take up to 48 hours for your listings to be published, or for you to receive notice that they require additional information. One of my first listings on Vestiaire was rejected because the photo of the serial tag inside of a Coach bag was not quite clear enough. It was tough to photograph. It was black leather. So there are a few different tools on Vestiaire as well that are very amazing. So one is the offers feature. Vestiaire Collective does allow for you to opt into accepting offers and also to send them to likers. So offers go both ways and they're both optional. You will be notified when someone likes your item, and you have the ability then to send that individual person a specific offer. You can also opt into receiving offers, and offers can only be up to 30% below your listing price, which is amazing. I wish all platforms would initiate that. Another cool tool on Vestiaire, and I really love this one, is called Flash Price Drop. Flash Price Drop is a feature that you can use almost as a last chance to make a sale. So if I extend an offer to a liker, so you like my bag, I send you an offer and you reject it, Vestiaire at this point only gives me the option to do a flash drop. It gives me a chance to honor that offer price and make it available to all of Vestiaire and promote it on the flash drop price drop screen. What a tongue twister. So this last chance price drop will really promote your item at that sale price to everyone for only 48 hours, and then it will go right back up. So that'll be featured on Best Deal, and it's a great way to make a sale. Let's talk about Vestiaire fees, because that designer luxury powerhouse market does come at a kind of steep price. The positive is when you're generally selling these higher end designer and luxury pieces, you have a higher sale price that can support the higher fees. So first, listing. It is free to list on Vestiaire Collective. You do not pay any fees until and unless your items sell. Vestiaire fees are 15% of the final sale price for your items that are sold between $80,000 and $13,000. So generally 50%, 15%. There's also a 3% processing fee on sales of at least 80. So you can consider Vestiaire fees for most sales to be 18%. However, the fees are actually entirely dependent on the sale price. So 15% plus a 3% processing fee to be 18% on items sold between $80,000 and $13,000. I don't actually recommend you sell items below 80, because for items sold below 80, there is a fixed selling fee of $12 and a fixed payment processing fee of $3. So all items sold below 80 on Vestiaire, you'll pay $15 in fees for. And then of course, if you sell items above 13,000, those have a fixed selling fee of $2,000. But if you're selling items above 13,000, oh my goodness, I am amazed. So Vestiaire fees are a little bit more complicated than they sound. Consider it to be generally 18% items sold above 80. They're very much worth it. That said, it might not be for less expensive items. So ones that would sell under 80. These calculations are a little complicated, but we will link below a blog all about Vestiaire in detail that really explains the payment and fee structures to you very clearly. Some really great news is that shipping on Vestiaire Collective is free. That is for purchases made within the United States. So if you sell anything nationally, you do not have to pay shipping. A moment a sale is made, you will receive a label in your email. But where are you sending it to? It really depends. Some sales on Vestiaire will go directly to Vestiaire's offices for authentication and condition guarantee before they go to the buyer. This is true of all international sales and all sales over $1,000. There's also direct shipping, which is what you're probably familiar with. It's how it works most other places, where you ship directly to the buyer. Direct shipping is not available for all items or all brands. When it is available, it's at the buyer's discretion. So a buyer will see, would you like this shipped to you, or would you like it shipped to Vestiaire to authenticate prior to being shipped to you? So you don't have any choice as to where you're shipping it or which service you're using. You just use the label in your email, but again, you don't have to pay for shipping. The buyer can opt in or out of these shipping preferences and delivery methods. Some more great news is that you can list on Vestiaire Collective with Vendoo. It makes a fairly complicated listing process even easier and allows you to cross-list your eligible items that you might already have listed on other places. So if you're looking for the best way to list to Vestiaire and 9 other marketplaces, check out Vendoo. There's even a free trial. Don't forget to check out our blog. We linked that below, all about Vestiaire Collective, with more tips and tricks and a comparison of Vestiaire Collective versus the Tradesy marketplace. And of course, if you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us if you like Vestiaire. Tell us your experience below. See you next time, reseller friends.